Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Carolyn Nightingale. I'm the Account Manager in Australia and New Zealand for New York State. And I'd like to thank you for taking the time out of your day today to join this webinar on the state. I hope what I share with you today will make you love New York just as much as I do. Firstly, I'd like to start off with the ways to get your clients to this magical destination. Many airlines service New York City, ex-Australia and New Zealand, for example Qantas, Delta, United Airlines, or for a different stopover destination you could also try Hawaiian or Air Canada. With daily flights will continue to increase with Qantas and New Zealand offering direct flights out of Auckland. New York State itself has over 10 upstate airports that easily connect with many flights to get you where you need to be. Another notable path for the future is Qantas's Sunrise project, which is coming in 2025 to 26 for direct services to New York City from Australia. This state is extremely easy to drive around if you prefer your own pace and flexibility for a self-drive holiday. The roads are easy to navigate, there is not much traffic, and you can stop at your leisure at any time. There are many scenic train rides on Amtrak or local trains, along with the option of domestic flights into the regions. On arrival to your destination, you could boat down the Erie Canal or other fun activities including cycling, kayaking, horseback riding, enjoying the local trains, hiking or boat rides. Here we have a map of New York State with 11 unique regions. So with easy access from New York City via trains, buses or cars, you're never more than a few hours away from some of the most stunning landscapes in the country. Upstate New York has everything from wineries to waterfalls to ski mountains to some of the best restaurants in the country, and it's all easily accessible from the big city. And an interesting fact, did you know it's actually double the size of Tasmania? New York is definitely a place you can visit at any time of the year, and it's fun to plan your trip around the seasons that you might visit in. In summer, for example, it's fun for everyone, from the days spent on the sandy Long Island beaches or reveling in Hampton's beach days. You can take a dip in a stream-fed pool beneath a waterfall or spend the afternoon watching the sunset and having fun by the water at Canalside, Buffalo. In fall or autumn, fun warm days and crisp nights invite apple orchard visits, hiking and embarking on scenic drives to experience the autumn's vibrant changing colours firsthand, or you can just soak in the colourful leafy scenery while walking through Central Park. In winter, when the cold settles in and the magical snow starts to fall, a winter adventure begins. And for those adventure seekers, you have access to winter sports galore on mountain peaks or ice skating, or if you prefer to stay warm, you can grab a maple latte and watch a winter sports carnival or go frolicking through ice castles and dazzling light shows. And then finally spring. This season is buzzing with fresh aromas, tasty treats, and all events are in full swing, like Rochester's annual Lilac Festival. You can shed your winter coat and have some fun celebrating spring in New York State. There's always something new to discover in the city that never sleeps. We've got the Museum of Broadway, which opened in November 2022. It's an interactive and experiential museum that celebrates Broadway's rich history. You can see hundreds of rare costumes, props and artifacts and experience Broadway like never before. There's the Hudson Yards, which is New York's newest neighbourhood. It's home to more than 100 diverse shops, culinary experiences, significant public art and dynamic cultural institutions. There's 14 acres of public plazas, gardens and groves, and the world's first Equinox Hotel. Hudson Yards has become the cultural centre of Manhattan's newest West Side. You may be familiar with the High Line. It's a public park and walking path through a history site built on a historic freight rail line elevated above the streets on Manhattan's West Side. It originally opened in 2009 and in June 2023 was extended with a connector joining the High Line into Moynihan Train Hall. And this now allows pedestrians an uninterrupted, accessible, safe path all the way from West Midtown to the West Village. We've got the Tin Building by Jean Georges, is a sprawling culinary destination located in Lower Manhattan's historic seaport and includes multiple restaurants with open kitchens, innovative retail concepts, impeccably stocked central market with locally sourced seafood, meats, seasonal produce, chef-grade pantry staples and lots of rare ingredients. And don't miss out on the American Museum of Natural Histories, with the new Gilder Centre featuring new exhibition galleries and one-of-a-kind experiences, including an insectarium, butterfly vivarium, floor-to-ceiling collections, displays and more. And watch out for the new Hip Hop Museum due to open in 2025. There's a lot more to explore beyond New York City. New Yorkers are seen as style icons, and they've been holidaying in Long Island and upstate New York for centuries. So now it's our turn as Aussies and Kiwis to discover more of this incredible state. So if you fancy a day at the track, we have the famous Saratoga Springs Racetrack, and to rejuvenate the mind, the Y01 Wellness Centre. And these are just a few examples of what I hope to showcase further over the slides ahead. So, on to the first holiday type that New York State offers. If it's adventure you seek, why not surf the coastlines of Montauk or go to the Thousand Islands for some of the best deep sea fishing and get to explore the beautiful nature around you at the Adirondack Wild Walk, where you can cross wooden bridges atop tree canopies or lay in a web above the forest and go inside the trees. As I said, there's adventure for everyone in New York State. You can climb and rappel and hike the Ausable Chasm, the Grand Canyon of the Adirondacks. You can snowmobile through the wide open trails in the Catskills. You can hike to a waterfall in the Hudson Valley. You can take the rope course at Howell Caverns Estate, or even go hot air ballooning in the Finger Lakes. Did you know that New York State has the most ski areas, over 50, of any state in the nation? And not only do we have your starting destination with family mountains and lessons for first-time skiers, but we cater all the way up to experienced skiers and including an Olympic mountain. Why not coordinate your ski holiday with a New York City shopping weekend or an adventure boat ride when in Niagara Falls to keep everyone in the family happy? I was pleasantly surprised with the breathtaking natural wonders of this state. Around every corner you have access to gorges, rivers, mountains, and of course waterfalls. Niagara Falls State Park is the oldest park in the United States and is the only place you can see all three falls, the American Falls, Riddle View and Horseshoe Falls. You could also explore the depths of Howell Caverns, the largest cave open to the public and the second most popular attraction behind Niagara Falls in the northeast of the state. Food and wine is definitely an emerging trend that travellers are seeking, and New York has so much to offer. Access to amazing quality and fresh ingredients means a rise in New York State restaurants and experiences, and it's no surprise some of New York City's best chefs are escaping to upstate. The Culinary Institute of America in Hudson Valley is not to be missed, along with Larkin Square, which is a new area that brings industrial, residential and businesses together in Buffalo. There's dozens of food trucks from Buffalo, Rochester and beyond, and they all come together to celebrate a night of food, live music and fun in the square. You can enjoy live music on the boardwalk, plus beer, wine and other beverages offered by Larkin Square. New York State is the country's third largest wine producing state and offers more than 450 wineries. But it's not just about alcohol, of course. They produce some of the best apple cider in the country. There's fresh milled cider from our area's luscious apple crops. See an old-fashioned mill where tradition is kept alive on a 120-year-old cider press. In the Chautauqua Allegheny region, visitors can tour the cider making operation and experience the sight, sound and aromas of cider making. The Taste of New York has a plethora of wonderful cuisine and beverage trails they have put together. You can select via destination of your choice, whether it's wine, cider, beer or cuisine. It'll be hard to choose, so why not try them all? And this is why I love New York. To find out more and follow a beverage trail, you can follow the linked tourism I Love New York travel agent website. And of course, craft beers. The craft beverage industry in New York State is booming. New York State ranks first in the US for the number of hard cider producers, second in craft distillers and breweries, and fourth in the country for the total number of wineries. And for the lovers of arts and culture, New York State is home to 2,000 museums, including some of the most impressive in the world. It doesn't have to be confined within the walls of a museum either. New York State has a plethora of sculpture parks and gardens that let you experience art and culture amid the rolling hills, manicured lawns, gorgeous blooms in the spring and summer, stunning foliage in the fall, and even snow-blanketed paths in the winter. There are so many different experiences we can offer depending on your clientele's needs. In the Catskills, for example, you'll find the Bethel Woods Centre for the Arts. It's located at the historic site of the 1969 Woodstock Festival. And here you'll find some interesting exhibits telling the story of Woodstock and the 1960s, including films, artefacts, and more than 300 photographic murals. There's the George Easton Museum in Rochester. He was the founder of Kodak and modern day photography. There's the New York State Museum in Albany. This is the nation's oldest and largest museum in the country, and here you'll experience and explore its diverse collections and exhibits. For the sports enthusiast, you can take a trip to the Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum, and just for a laugh, head to the National Comedy Centre in Lucille Ball's hometown of Jamestown. It's a world-class attraction based on the celebration of comedy. Broadway is widely considered the highest form of theatrical entertainment in the world, and if you think of Broadway, you really only think of one place, and that's New York. The New York State music and performance art scene is thriving, with a spread of concert halls, live music venues, and a range of festivals all over the state, like She's Performing Arts Centre in Niagara, or the distinct Chautauqua Institution, which is a community on the shores of the lake that come alive every summer, or even attend the exciting backstage ball at the Palace Theatre in capital Saratoga. And of course, if you're in New York City, you can catch a Broadway show, and you can also visit the Lincoln Center. This complex of buildings house internationally renowned performing arts and organisations in the Lincoln Square neighbourhood on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. The state certainly loves a great festival and event, and at any time of the year you can be part of a celebration or a festival somewhere throughout the state. There are some really great ones to be involved in, and these are just some of the cool events at various times of the year. You've got the Fire Island Dance Festival on Long Island. You can head off to any Maple weekends. There's a Tulip Festival, a Hot Air Balloon Festival in Hudson Valley. We love our food and wine, so don't miss the Saratoga Food and Wine Festival as well. Now let's look at some of the different types of accommodation options. There is a wide range of different types of accommodations on offer as you travel throughout the state. From the luxurious resorts in the Adirondacks to the Victorian B&Bs of Saratoga Springs, the rustic mountain retreats of the Catskills, and of course the boutique seaside motels of Long Island. Camping and glamping are becoming more popular ways of travelling around the state, with lots more sites currently due to open very soon. You can discover a completely different experience glamping at firelight camps pitched on the grounds of the La Tourelle Resort and Spa in Ithaca, for example. Glampers have plush king beds, private balconies, and access to the resort bistros and spa. Want the outdoors without the tent? There are a number of cosy and cool cabins built for any season. Cabins and cottages are a family-friendly way to explore, with many itineraries available to assist with your bookings. Bed and breakfasts really embody the charm and tranquil nature of New York State, and it's another reason why New Yorkers love upstate. There are so many on offer across the 11 regions. So whether you're looking for a farm stay, a country stay, a river or lake view, or a city stay, there are plenty of options available offering warm hospitality and a delicious homemade breakfast. And the best news is, many wholesalers and OTAs have access to B&Bs, along with hotels, motels, glamping and more, making it super easy for you to piece together the ultimate FIT journey for your clients. And finally, for those looking for unique lodgings, we even have a number of castles, with some offering a very different accommodation experience. For example, the Singer Castle on Dark Island, located in the Thousand Islands region. There is a one-bedroom suite available for visitors to stay in if you wish to experience the Scottish-inspired castle in the Thousand Islands, which was built between 1900 and 1905 and is located on a 7-acre island in the St. Lawrence River. Or for a retreat for families to experience the American wilderness, we also have Dude Ranches, which can offer luxurious kid-friendly vacations, including all the activities ranch style. So, as you can tell, New York State truly does offer something for everyone, and it's really hard even for us to outline everything that's on offer. Hopefully the coming slides help with key themes and a few key areas that fit each, and they will help you to start to envision your client's dream of the New York State itinerary. But to help you further, we've popped together some sample packages and itineraries to get you started. It's so easy to add on to your New York stay. As one of the most visited cities globally by Australian and New Zealand travellers, New York City is a destination that keeps driving consumers to return time and time again. So for those looking for short stay options to add to a New York City stay, these are some great options. You can add in a trip to the Hamptons. It's so close to New York and getting there is easy on the Long Island Railroad. It's a destination that's almost as iconic as New York itself, having been in countless film and TV offerings, including Gossip Girl, Revenge, The Great Gatsby, and more. Other options, New York City and Hudson Valley. For those interested in culinary experiences, visit the Culinary Institute of America, where some famous chefs trained like Anthony Bourdain. And in Dutchess County, you can visit great estates, farms and farm markets, events and festivals, cultural and culinary attractions, and enjoy fabulous boutique and antique shopping. And it's only 90 minutes from New York City. Another option, what about adding in Buffalo and Niagara Falls? Niagara is recommended as a flight for those strapped on time, but definitely a destination to spend 2 to 3 nights. The falls differ greatly between day and night, and there's so much to see and do in Buffalo as well. And for those who have an extra night or two, they should consider heading south to Jamestown to check out Lucille Ball's birthplace and the National Comedy Centre, which I mentioned previously. New York boasts more than 20 scenic byways, so it's really great for road trips. From the shorelines to the mountaintops and everything in between, road trippers can spend weeks exploring all the pastures, the scenic vistas, the villages and towns along the way, and lots of historic routes. So what about Scenic Route 90? This winds through the gorgeous River Finger Lakes wine country and rolling farmlands. From Ithaca, the Kaguya Lake Byway heads north to Montezuma National Wildlife Refuge. It links 4 state parks, 19 wineries, and women's history sites. Or you can try out the Great Lakes Seaway Trail, which stretches 805 kilometres connecting the St. Lawrence River, the Great Lakes and Niagara Falls. The route features 1,000 islands, 29 lighthouses, War of 1812 military history and nature centres. There's endless options along the way, like sports fishing, wine tasting, and the Seaway Trail Discovery Centre. So what more could you want? And also, what about the Lakes to Locks Passage? It's midway between Manhattan and Montreal, and it lets you experience the interconnected waterway that shaped the destiny of North America. So if you're going by bike, if you're on foot, even if you're in a boat or a train or a car, you'll discover charming small little cities, lots of rural landscapes, and the Adirondack hamlets with diverse historic, natural, cultural, and recreational sites. As you can see by the trail map, it has routes galore. You can find this great map on the Link Tourism I Love New York Trade Resource website, where you can also find many more road trips and suggestions for your use. Train travel is another really great option to travel around the state. These are some of the recommended multi-stop, multi-day Amtrak journeys. So the Empire Service. When you need time out of the city, you can head north to the Hudson River Valley for a vacation in wine country, and then head across to the Finger Lakes region and continue all the way to Buffalo and the magical Niagara Falls. The Adirondack service is a journey that can take approximately 10 hours, but we recommend obviously you break it up with 2 to 3 stops along the way. And that's the good thing about train journeys. They allow your customers to do just that and be centrally located to the towns along the routes for exploring. And the Amtrak tip, I recommend doing this trip to the Hudson River Valley in mid-September through early October, as it's one of the most beautiful places to see the leaves change colour start. You can start or finish in New York City or Albany, and both journeys are approximately 2.5 scenic hours each way. So next I have a little video showcasing some of the highlights from New York State, which hopefully give you a taste as to why New Yorkers and travellers from all around the world love New York State. As we come to the end of the webinar, I'd like to leave you with 3 top tips. 1, there's something for everyone with the 11 unique regions of New York State. It really is quite easy to travel beyond New York City with car hire options, rail, flight options, and there's so much more. And we recommend at least 2 to 3 nights for short stays outside of New York City in one location. And for longer stays, we recommend 6 nights plus for multi-city itineraries. I'd like to add that in fact, we like to say New York State is the original trendsetter. From buffalo wings to Thousand Island dressing to Jell-O, they all originated in the state. Even the term vacation originated from New York. I can highly recommend travelling to Upper New York State. And if you love New York, you need to experience the beauty and charm of the rest of the state. Here are my details, so please feel free to reach out at any time for any information you may need, or you can head to the I Love New York Link Tourism website for so many tools and different resources as we have available to help you sell New York State. We have sales resources including itineraries, social media assets, lots of links to regional maps and plenty more. So I really hope that you and your clients come to visit New York State in the future to experience the beauty of the regions and really understand the reasons why I, like so many others, love New York.